The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
That whole Adam Simpson situation yesterday was so interesting to watch, Shaun,
During the
especially
press
for me,
conference.
where I feel like I'm an outsider.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've seen that before. I remember when, so Ross Lyon was the last coach in WA to get the boot, and Ross did a separate press conference where he did it down at Henry Jaffrey, where Nat walks the dogs.
Yep.
A separate because he'd been let go by the Fremantle Dockers. In this situation, Simo'd been told that he's not coaching next year, and they've come to an agreement that he would move on. But he's sitting right next to the CEO who's telling the world that we've
Why they've
fired
offed him, basically.
So Don Pike is sitting there, and he says this thing to Simo, and it's made the news. Anyway, it's just the moment he says it to Simo rolls his eyes. Literally does not hide his facial expression on how he's feeling about what's being pitched to him. And this feels like an off-camera conversation that was on camera without Adam Simpson knowing that it was coming. And this was what it was.
We've requested that Adam to consider coaching the side for one final time this weekend. So, as much as today is the announcement of the finish, we'd love Adam to coach one more time.
Yeah, we haven't made that call just yet, Pike, if I was going to coach this week, but
We'd like you to.
yeah, thanks, mate.
Simo was pissed. He was pissed about that.
Awkward situation.
Well, he rolled his eyes as soon as he started talking about it, and it just brings you to this: put it into your own workplace. You've been fired, and they want you to stay on and do more work. How do you even you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he could see the writing was on the wall.
Yeah.
He couldn't.
No doubt.
Yeah, but yet it's still a shock, and like you said earlier, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, and when we've seen all the papers leading up to this, but today is a big thing, and it's the news, and everyone's talking about it. But to be asked, then because they wanted to applaud him and say thank you for your time at the West Coast Eagles, but 100%, Nathan, in my opinion, he will not be coaching this weekend.
If I was to be fired from here today, and they said, come in and do the show till Friday, I'll be like, piss off. Not in a million years. But you know what? Some people, I bet you, had been in the exact situation, and we want to talk to you.
Yeah, we're letting you go, but can you just do this first?
You're being fired, but they still wanted you to work. We want to know what that's like in reality. Do you think you will coach the last?
Not in a million years.
No.
Because here's the other thing. So if they play Brisbane on the weekend and they lose the game anyway, so how's the celebration going to be? You're going to clap Adam Simpson off and you lost the game? Jeremy McGovern's not playing this weekend, so there's a chance they get beaten by 10 goals.
Yeah, that's right.
Hilarious. Caroline's in Truett Hill. Hi, Caroline.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, Caroline. So
Caroline,
we cannot even believe that they've even pitched this to Adam Simpson. Has it happened to you?
It has. What happened in the 90s, back in the good old days when you had to advertise for jobs in the paper.
Yeah.
I was working at a news agency. I think I'd been there 2 years, and then I basically got told I was too old at 25, 26.
Whoa, what? You ancient woman. Yes, keep going.
So you can imagine how old I am now. So then the bosses, because it was a news agency and we were advertising all the time in the paper for different things, they asked me if I could advertise for my own job.
Oh, they made you place the ad to replace you.
Yes.
Oh, that is a dog act.
I was so naive and had no idea at 25 that wouldn't happen now.
Who was your boss, Leonardo DiCaprio?
My thing is, how does somebody age out of the news agency industry at 25?
I don't know. It's impossible.
People will only buy a magazine off a hot girl, Nathan, and over 25.
Well, it was the 90s, and so they could do stuff like that, and it was, they wanted a younger person, like somebody just left school.
Oh, so you can pay them nothing.
Yeah, that would have been... Caroline, did you do the ad?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you're a good person, better than me.
That's funny, Caroline.
Thanks, Caroline. David's in Mount Hawthorn. Morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, can you relate to this situation as well?
Yeah, well, look, I was a lifeguard when I was a bit younger and just exhausted one day, fell asleep on the side of the pool, horrendous, and deserved to be fired, let's face it. You don't want to be doing that as a lifeguard. Yeah. But look, they said, look, we're going to have to pull a lifeguard off the reception here, mate. We're not going to be coming into work tomorrow, but today we need you on reception. So here's me booking people into the pool, crying, like, yeah, you can go to the pool. It's okay.
You've been sacked and they put you on reception.
Just like, look, we need a lifeguard, so we can't have you. We need somebody else there. Yeah, you go on reception, David. You can sort it out. So, yeah, I'm like, look, okay.
So you were crying on reception? Crying on reception, handing out pool tokens.
Yes, can I get a towel?
Well, can I just say something? It's been so long since I've been in the pool. I just remembered pool tokens. Is it still? Do you still need pool tokens to get in the pool?
Yeah, I know, but I remember them too.
Remember, you give them money, they give you a token, and then you put the token in the machine. It's like, why are we doing this dance? Why don't you just let me in?
Oh, good on you, Dave. Thank you.
Heather's in Wellard. Hi, Heather.
Hey guys, how you going?
Great, Heather. Tell us what happened.
So when I was about 16 years old, I worked at this little cafe, and I went in for my Saturday shift in the morning, and they decided to let me go. However, they didn't realise that everyone that day was going to call in sick. So as I was leaving and got into my parents' car, they rang me to come back and do the shift for the day.
Okay. Did you turn back and go and do the shift?
No, I did not.
No.
Good.
Well done.
What did your parents say?
They were just in shock because, like, obviously they thought because I'm 16 that I wasn't going to do it. I was going to come in and do it.
Yeah.
How good that though?
Oh, that's so good, isn't it?
Because back then when I was 16, I probably would have gone, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I would have been thinking, I want to get a good reference and they might give me a bad reference. But I love that you stuck to your guns. That's brilliant.
They're best actor.
Yeah,
you know,
good on you.
I mean, from a boss's point of view, don't fire your staff until you know everyone else is coming to work.
That's right. Write that down, everyone.
Fire them at the end of the shift, not at the beginning.
Thanks,
tips for being a good boss. Brittany's in High Wycombe. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey, Britt.
Okay, what happened to you?
I was about 18 or 19 and I worked for a contracting business, and I was front reception, I was the scheduler, I did a bit of everything. And I received a phone call one day from a recruitment agency asking if we needed help with our ad that was placed on Seek.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what's the position for? And it turns out it was my position that they were asking if I needed help with. And I was like, oh, actually, no, thank you, we're fine. And then I cleaned up my desk, didn't say anything, went to my boss's office, and I was like, thanks, I'm going to be going now. And then I explained the phone call that I received, and his face went white.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, we haven't hired anyone just yet. Can you stay to the end of the week?
But you're obviously going to, and you hadn't told me yet. How rude.
That is disgusting.
I think I was at work for maybe 45 minutes, and then I just packed up my shit and left.
Good on you.
My
well
God.
done, Brett.
Imagine Dad running an ad without even telling them about it first.
And that's how you find out.
I'm going to say, we could have done this for 2 hours, the amount of phone calls that we got.
I know.
This is insane. I didn't think
Be better, bosses. Be better.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
There's been an in-depth look into occupational statistics around Perth of where people live and what jobs they do. So if there's a certain concentration of one profession, then that will alert.
They would have got this off the census, wouldn't they, the last one?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, so in
Alkimos, yes.
there are 12 debt collectors living in Alkimos.
Concentration
Really?
of debt collectors in
That's
Alkimos.
amazing.
Ascot,
okay.
Horsey people.
The jockeys, the trainers.
jockeys and trainers. Belldivers, sales assistants, 832 of them.
Oh.
I know, isn't that amazing? Also, it's got the most police officers at 159, and the
amazing.
most hairdressers at 115.
That's a great combination.
Isn't that crazy?
Law and order and a great lot.
Yeah.
Canning Vale's got the most cooks at 63. It's got the most mechanical engineers as well at 91. Let's go down to Cottesloe. What do you think Cottesloe's got?
Oh, they're all surgeons. Or
yeah,
hedge fund people.
I'm going to throw in
Finance.
farmers.
No. Cottesloe, 152 CEOs, 28 land economists.
Land economists.
What's a land economist?
That sounds like a farmer trying to fancy up their
that's what
title.
that
Yeah,
is.
24 stockbroking dealers and 9 plastic surgeons.
Oh, plastic surgeons. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Specific.
We go down to the Netherlands. We've got 147 GPs. There are 98 university lecturers. There are 54 dentists, and there are anesthetists. Anaesthetists. 38 of those.
Anita's.
In the CBD, 226 chefs, 204 waiters, cafe or restaurant managers, 111.
That
There are
makes
bar
sense.
attendants, 89, 80 baristas. There are 10 print journalists. There are 9 actors and 8 radio presenters
That live in the city.
Who are they?
Who are they?
I don't know. We know all of them.
Yeah, I can think of one.
Yeah, I can think of one. Yeah, but I can't think of the other 7.
No.
Scarborough secondary school teachers 194, carpenters 106, geologists 96, fitness instructors 92. Makes sense in that area.
Scarbs, yep.
Footballers 11. Who are they?
Footballers.
In Scarbs.
Oh, there'd be a lot of West Coast guys, I'd imagine.
but, they
Daniel
live kind of
Metropolis used to
North
live down there.
Beach
If you count on
vibe.
current.
Yeah. There are the number of dockers that live in East Fremantle. Like, Sean Darcy
phenomenal.
was listing them off, and it's like,
it's
half
phenomenal.
the team.
It's so
live
funny
in
to be
Israel.
able to know where these people are. In Dianella, there are 17 florists and 10 dry cleaners. I know one of those dry cleaners, so I just don't know the other 9. It's so funny when you know someone that does a profession that lives in one of these areas. But I just think there is just such an opportunity to do a movie of a horror film when someone drives into a small town, right? And they drive into the town of Harvey, where there is 77 bone and meat slicers, 52 meat packers, and 28 slaughterers.
That's because of Harvey Beef.
Harvey Beef, obviously.
That's a good movie, isn't it? Pull into a town and everyone there's got knives because they all work with knives.
And you don't know. You're from out of town. You've got no idea. It's like, what is happening here?
And train drivers, South Headland. Train drivers and railway truck workers. Yeah. And Wembley, commercial cleaners, 238 commercial cleaners in Wembley. What?
That's insane.
You'd be able to lick the pavement, Wembley.
Clean as a whistle.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Teddy Swims is coming to Perth.
Yes. Correct.
And Troy Sivan isn't.
What's that about?
No, Troy Sivan has come off and he said, everyone just chill on me for a second. And I think that he's suggesting that we're going to get a show.
Yeah, no, but why wouldn't you just announce it as part of your tour
They
if
think
it's
that
actually
he
part of
may
your
be
tour?
already booked for one of the festivals coming over here, but you're not giving us an entire Troy Sivan experience.
Don't
Come
do that,
on,
Troy.
mate. You're making Dianella cry.
Well, there's one person who didn't forget her home state.
No, that's right. That's right.
And that's you, Natalie Locke.
I know this feels like a lifetime ago now because I did the open for Joel Creasy at the Regal Theatre, which was the night after we finished work, so the Friday and then the Saturday night as well. Terrifying, obviously.
Yeah, I would've
when you
thought
get
so.
there, the stage is much bigger.
Yeah.
It is going to be. And certainly, whilst I've done stand-up before, never on a stage that big and in front of, once at the Melbourne Town Hall, but other than that was right at the very beginning. So other than that, it was pretty intimidating. But it was actually awesome. I had a really good time.
Nervousness? Where were we on the scale of things?
All that I was worried about was that I wouldn't remember, that I would have a mental blank and forget what I was going to say, and then that didn't happen. So the first night, there was a bit of trepidation. The second night was amazing because I was confident that I would be able to remember it all.
Were you concerned that you were going to do a Kramer from Seinfeld and start abusing the crowd?
No.
Because so many comedians now are doing stand-up and suddenly something goes wrong and then, you're cancelled.
Yeah, no. Well, that didn't happen happily, so it wasn't a great concern going in, but it also didn't happen, so that's lucky.
So I haven't heard your stand-up set that you did, but there was a lot of people who were letting me know there was a lot of swearing. They didn't see the swearing now.
Adult themes.
And there was some adult themes.
But you've heard me swear off air. If people have only ever heard me on the radio, you would think I don't swear, but I certainly
It's disgusting what comes out of my mouth.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I actually had a really good time. It was, and especially the Saturday night. So the Saturday night was it was a full house. The entire theatre was full. It's just a bit over 1,000 people. It just had a really good, fun, up and about vibe, and so that one was an absolute belter.
So we heard, so many people give you advice on what your walkout song was going to be.
I know.
So what was it?
I went traditional.
No.
It's good. It's up and about. Get straight
Did you
into
do the
it.
dance at all?
I did not do the dance.
You had to sort of slightly Allen it out, you know what I mean?
I kind of just, bit of,
jazz hands.
Yeah, in fact, yes.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other hands we always talk about.
I did that gag too.
Stop the A with an I.
Yeah, good on that.
Yeah, okay. So now, where do we go from here? Have you got the itch to do it again?
Well, I think I do. I think it has definitely sort of opened up that idea that maybe it is something I want to do a little bit more.
So what would that look like?
I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like at this age. Maybe just some open mic nights and then see where we go from there. But yeah, I don't know. It was actually really good fun.
That's really good.
I know. she's back.
I probably got your new blazers to wear that
I know.
night.
I've certainly got a number of suits now, thanks Vietnam, so I'm good to go.
That blazer's hilarious.
I know, look at it. It's
That
so
blazer's
funny.
hilarious. It's what every girl wants to do.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.